Thanatos gets ahead on Gnar, which we know he can do. That can also put so much pressure in the fight.
Own team a little bit too.
Just a little.
And so when you see them finishing the grubs, everyone else, wait a second.
Ooh, nice shot there with the arrow all the way down in the bottom lane. Rahel's got the aim, and the follow-up is there for the rest of Sentinels. It's first blood for Hum already, so this is Drake number 2 for the Sentinels side. Gonna feel good about the way the new...
I am gonna have to fail you. Okay, bot dive though.
Okay.
And top.
Impact trying to escape the Grand Starfall. Blabber wants to commit underneath the tier 2 turret for this one. Has Vulcan behind him, but they don't have the damage to force the kill into Impact. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom lane at the same time, it's Sentinels getting the kill onto Thanatos. Blabber nearly dies with the chase up here in the
point at only 16 minutes here for Sentinels. Impact is under attack again.
Okay, Impact probably not expecting him to still have all 3 of these guys up here. Tempered Fate to make sure Blabber doesn't end up trading himself away for this one for one. And Impact does fall.
They're looking at stacking, and they get to bring the Ash Seraphine over pretty early. Actually going for a jungle invade.
Yeah, they want Blabber here. He uses his jump to get back over to who he's positioned. But there's the Encore committed. 2-man Shockwave, though. Hambach ends up getting himself locked up now, as Sentinels are committing a lot of men to this, but they got to be careful. Hambach's already about to die. He tries to flash away, but it's Vulcan's Bard again, the hero, securing the kill, as He now has to try to get all the way out, but Darkwings may just be the sacrificial gargoyle.
And the Gnar is going to be mini teleporting in.
Okay, C9 no though. It's Sentinels with control over the river. They're trying to start this off. Immediately Blabber driving the Herald into everybody, but it gets smited down to stop its rampage. Tempered Fate only finds a single target. Sentinels trying to keep their line strong as Impact's going to distract everybody on C9 off to the side. Heroic entrance making sure the Yorick does not fall. Dragon still at about 50% HP. A lot of damage onto Impact, but not enough to kill him yet again. Blabber ready to try to re-enter into the fight here with the Cosmic Starfall, as Impact is still low, still targeted. Sentinels trying to guarantee the protection there, and Darkwings gets the kill onto Blabber. Now C9's got to be careful. They need to fall back as Darkwings charges forward. Taunt onto Thanatos, but they can't kill him off. Control over the Drake still for Sentinels. A little bit more damage will do it, but once it ends up going over to APA's Orianna.
The hell? Okay, is this thing? And then does he W?
That's my guess. Yeah, he just W's it for 200 damage.
Dude, nice snipe there. Very nice snipe.
We're winning this.
That was a focus replay.
Oh, and now we're right on back. Thanatos caught up here in a little bit of a compromised spot. Rahel's going to get the first kill on him as Vulcan goes on a magical journey trying to get away, but Darkwings gives chase. Probably won't be able to finish the kill on the Bard here, but right back saw the flag land, and he was in the animation to thrust the spear forward for the Dragon Strike. Yeah. But now it's Impact under pressure yet again. Blabber wants to commit the Pantheon ultimate. APA and Vulcan just need to lock this guy up. Impact knows there's no way out, so he's going to try to take somebody with him, but 1v3 is pretty tough odds, so not going to happen.
But that will be a critical point for Cloud9, because now, you know, they're the ones, they've retaken the gold lead, and here we go, Blabber.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. They're going to go ahead and just use the Shockwave to seal the deal, and now Hambach gets caught by the Tempered Fate. Vulcan's Bard is doing so much work in this first game, and with Hambach about to fall, this is just tragedy for Sentinels. That's the enemy jungler alongside their big team fighting support. Out of the picture, Kobe. Baron's on the map.
Yeah, I think it's Baron Flowers. They're gonna go right over to it. This is crazy. Cloud9. Holy, they have taken full control now. The Sentinels car did indeed, in the end, they actually crashed it into the ditch.
Yeah, it's a problem, man. The ball was in the middle of the road and they had to swerve. It's just not a good time, and there goes Leo away. Thanatos with the Gnar bar, 80% charge, looking for the opportunity to jump in here on the flank, while the rest of C9 has control over the objective itself. Thanatos now, full Gnar bar. Transforms, but the wallop does not find the target in Impact. Tempered Fate also going to miss. Hambach versus Blabber here for the 50-50 flip, but it goes over to Blabber. And now Sentinel's got to be careful because they already got caught by the Shockwave. Blabber follows it up, and Rahel is first to die. Impact will not escape Thanatos this time, and the Sentinels have to flee for the hills. There's no chance left. APA on a rampage, and the curtain call opens up. First 2 shots hit, the last ones don't need to because Thanatos is ready for the follow-up with Blabber right beside him. The
Sentinels trying to roam back over, though. They're trying to get through the jungle. Cloud9 have double teleported.
Okay, C9 How are we going to play this? Maybe we're just going to play it by killing the enemy AD carry at the very start of the fight. Deadly Flourish forces the flash. Darkwings makes a heroic entrance to try to save his carry's life, but it costs his own. Thanatos with the killing spree credit on that one as he jumps forward, and they aren't going to settle with just the one kill. Darkwings and Hambach both down for the next 45 seconds. C9 already grouped up.
Doesn't stand a chance, and I don't think Sentinels do either. Another 30 seconds still on Hambach and Darkwings.
Yep, C9 are going to go for the end, and it's got to be some huge miracle defense here. I feel like a Seraphine ulti that hits less than 5 people is 0% chance. Maybe we'll get something absolutely crazy here. The minion wave is a little bit thinned out. C9 are going to continue stepping forward. First Nexus turret about to fall, but still hanging on for now. Thanatos transforming into the Mega Gnar any moment now. Second Nexus turret now the target. Minions still going to move their way up there. Okay, yeah, the minions weren't able to survive long enough. The wave clear from Sentinel.
APA wrote in it on page number 1. It was steal the
Yup, place the ball, steal the dragon. Tempered Fader to APA to prevent any further follow-up from Sentinels. He's going to continue disengaging. Hambach wanted to wrap around on the side of the fight, but instead immediately finds Blabber ready to mark him. Sven ready to execute him. Thanatos leads the charge forward, and Rahel is again finding himself killed at the very onset of the fights. Vulcan with a killing spree. Impact wants to get a single one back onto Sven, but he can't even do it. Triple kill for the Jhin. An ace for C9. They don't lose a single man, and they'll march this one straight to the Nexus.
C9 looking pretty fine here on the weekend, Flowers.
It's once again just that classic test that C9 always makes sure Sentinels fails. Sentinels had such a good early game.
Zehen is burst damage, and you can't
on the closest side to it. So if Caitlyn places the trap there, if the person's not paying enough attention, they'll just walk right into the cupcake.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you, Froggen.
Plus, you can always just do, like Anivia Q stuns into Peacemakers. If you're coordinated and you know it's going to land, you think it's going to land. Crab fight, though.
All right. One of my favorite moments in jungle. Top side, Thanatos with, again, just total control over this 1v1. Nice stun there from Blabber. This is a problem for Sentinels. That's such an easy first blood in the 2v2 there for APA and Blabber. The
it looks good for the bottom lane. I'm just a little concerned about the mid jungle as bottom lane's getting a little heavy.
Yeah, Sven's gonna go ahead and use the barrier to trade with the Caitlyn ulti there, but now he's gotta be careful. No, he takes him down. He tried to fly over the wall to get enough distance with the Glacial Storm plus the last auto in the air, but he now finds himself in a spot where you can't really get away, and unfortunately, he's also going to lose the passive for this one. It always feels the worst when you have a...
You could just tune into bot lane.
Bot lane Sentinels game.
Bot lane view.
Well, Hambach's coming down here into that bot lane right now to see if they can get that payoff. Realm Warp also bringing in even more reinforcements. Ishtal's impact point blank means Sven cannot escape on that one, flash or no. He's not even going to spend the summoner spell to try. So Sentinels now ties the game back up.
Yeah, he's also got his squad here, 4 people.
Oh boy. And remember what we said back in draft. The weakness of Zehen is if he just gets bursted down before he can stack his passive and burst down.
Trap play here. I mean, Ryze has Realm Warp.
Well, right now, it's Hambach just being caught again. It's the Miasma versus Skarner. There's just no way to get away from it. Yeah, he's got health, but the only item, he's got Heartsteel, and he's killed yet again.
Yeah, that was nicely done. He spaced him to let the passive wear out as well. Nicely done there from Thanatos, kind of toying with him at the end. Passive drops back down, go back in, kill off that Zehen, and Rift Herald down top lane.
Oh boy, and Hambach is once again feeling the Blabber pressure. Point blank Glacial Prison, immediate full send on the follow-up, and every time Skarner dies, his health bar doesn't...
He wanted to go back and buy his Infinity Edge.
That's a big purchase. That's really important. Now they're going to full send it. There's your flash for the Ruthless Predator. Rahel tries to flash away, but it's just like I said. You CC him, and that's the end of it. Sven does get traded back, so it's a 1-for-1 here with the AD carries. As Impact has made his way in towards Vulcan, the Nami has to try to flash to stay alive. Blabber swoops in for the protection, but Impact guarantees the kill. Now Thanatos wants to get involved yet again, but he has to dice right back over the Crystallize. Sentinels, they may have lost their AD carry at the very start, but they end up winning out in the fight overall. They get 2 kills back in response. They take the tier 1 turret. Now Blabber's got to be careful because Sentinels are not done. They keep the pressure on. pushing funnest parts about this season at the LCS. As you can see, one of the other funnest parts, if you're a carry, is when your support buys Mikhail's, and that's exactly what Vulcan did, but it's not his team that needs it right now. He gets caught out in the Sentinels jungle, so that's one free kill over to the C9 side. What else can they try to get from it? Hambach and Rahel can both retreat in time, and yeah, it looks like C9's looking towards the Baron pit.
Yeah, I mean, they have so many tools to bait with here. Okay, the Sejuani ult being down, though, means their turn is not as good, so you have to get, like, some surprise like this.
Yeah, immediately Thanatos, he uses the Empowered Ruthless Predator to break Impact's teleportation shield, so pretty much no value out of that one on the Zehen. Hambach already chunked down to 35% HP.
They got it.
Yeah, I don't really see any way for Hambach to try to get close. There it is, Smite secure. So now what's the, how do you stall this out? How do you take a powerful defensive position here for Sentinels? Okay, avoid death. Darkwings will try to do just that, but the Glacial Prison is going to seriously hamper that ability. Miasma to cancel out the Realm Warp, Petrifying Gaze to follow it up, and but they're gonna need a lot more than that.
Yeah, can he get out is the question. Look at the mini-map here. 4 people headed down to Impact.
Now Sven just flies over the wall. Impact is going to get the opportunity to res here. But you're rezzing right in the middle of whenever anybody finds Thanatos in the jungle, you want to not be that guy. But a nice pick on Sven. That is exactly what Sentinels needed. They've killed off the enemy AD carry. They Realm Warp in to look for more, and more is exactly what they've got to find. Vulcan and Blabber continuing to try to escape here. The exhaust on the Darkwings to slow him down. Sentinels will not secure another kill, but they have control over the topside river, and they go after the Baron.
Hambach has had enough. He flash engages now on the Baron. Blabber gets walled.
Yeah, Blabber's stuck on the wrong side of the Crystallize. The damage of the Sejuani is through. The shutdown over to Rahel. Sentinels take out the enemy jungler and head back to the Baron. It's 5v3. Impact and Hambach are hurt, but Sentinels just might still have a shot in this game. Baron, 32 minutes in. Mid laner, Grim Deliverance. He's taking him low, but he can't take him all the way out. Finally, they get in, and Rahel gets the shutdown. Vulcan still trying to escape, but C9 have already lost Red yet again. Thanatos can't fight everybody here in a 1v5. C9. Everybody's dead except for Blabber. The Realm Warp from Sentinels, they're going towards the mid lane. Are they just going to try to send it straight down mid?
Yeah, they're going to win. Flowers, what did Hui say? What did Hui say on comms right before? It only takes one team fight.
Holy moly, Sentinels! They were down 7,000 gold. It looked completely hopeless, and now they're trying to end the game. It's only Blabber standing between Sentinels and the Nexus itself. The Baron-empowered minion wave is already here. Blabber just wants to try to jump in, kill off the minions, waste enough time for the rest of the team to revive. Sven's up in 5, Vulcan's up in 2, Blabber's still cutting minions. Sentinels on the Nexus, ladies and gentlemen, it's a game 3!
You can go tank.
That's what I was thinking at first was mid lane Sion, and Anakin's going to get spicy here shortly because they're both almost level 6. As now APA fires off the ulti in mid. Darkwings forced to flash away as Blabber shows up and tags him with the seismic shard. So the slow would have been a serious threat there. But now APA just kind of hangs around. There's no way, right? There's
he's good. He's good.
It's the cookie. It's the cookie.
He doesn't have to flash. He's not scared. You know, he's...
Well, Blabber might be, because now it's Hambach, Hui, and Rahel invading the C9 jungle. They knock Blabber down below half HP. They force him to flash over the wall. So we got some moves coming out in multiple places.
Yeah. APA fighting Sion, Rahel now fighting Sven and Vulcan.
Yeah, and Rahel eats a lot of damage from the blooming burst there.
Issue under tower, and honestly, Sion's going to come too. The full roam here. Cloud9 will push the bottom lane out.
Okay, Huhi's going to try to get away from this Malphite, but the point-blank unstoppable force locks Hui up a little bit longer. There is no wild growth. He's only a level 5. Uh-oh. Impact, though, might just be caught proxying now as he tries to flash over the wall.
What in the...
Yeah, we don't need to know about Hambach right now. We got to keep our eyes on Impact as he continues trying to escape. Blabber with a flash forward. Just tries to keep Impact locked up a little bit more. Most of Investor's cooldowns are still spent. APA rotates over. There is so little damage between the mid and jungle of C9. They need a little bit more. Flash, decimating smash, and APA gets it done.
Burn through this dragon. Blabber is here. He's got a smite. 900 for him, 900 for Hambach. Who gets it?
Blabber wants it, and Blabber gets it. Just walks on up, yoinks it away. Hambach charges in with a Vault Breaker, but that's only the enemy Malphite. They're not worried about the Vi trying to hit him at all. Hambach continues full sending it forward, flashes out of the wall to stay away, stay alive. Sven's the first to die. Darkwing's grabbing the kill credit on that one as Vulcan gets a pop. Blossom to buy a little bit of time, but Sentinels now look for the kill into APA. Blabber's the next to try to escape, but a nice polymorph keeps him in place. Meanwhile, Vulcan has to run away from Tibbers the entire time. Rahel with a flash out to stay alive as APA's dead body tries to chase after him. It's a bloodbath of a fight around the dragon. We might not be done just yet. Public execution over the wall chases Blabber. Impact wants this next kill. He finds it as Vulcan tries to snipe out Rahel in the very back end of the fight, but
if Impact and the rest of the dive here can annihilate him. Take a look at this, though.
Thanatos versus Impact down in the bottom lane, already breaking out. Impact trying to avoid the sweet spots there with the Qs, and Impact just gets beaten down there in the 1v1. He did not have his ulti available to use. It was still on cooldown. Where are we driving this?
We're driving straight down mid.
Straight down mid. Straight down mid lane.
Whoa,
no,
not straight.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, he
hold
crashed
on.
it out.
Blabber, Blabber, you just ran it straight off the road. What in the hell was that? Huh?
His ticket.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. He had to pay off the ticket for speeding in the Herald. Vulcan's getting caught now, though. This could be a problem for C9 as they cannot find any way to keep him alive long enough for the counterplay to happen.
Could be a big problem.
Thanatos was thinking about it. He already TP'd in here. Now he has found an angle for some needlework onto Impact. Darkwings has his stun ready to go. Sentinels, they want to turn around and wombo combo the enemy solo laners. Blabber's jumping in to try to help. Thanatos staying alive. Drain tank, but Impact gets the kill on him. Sven firing back over the wall, but now Blabber's in danger. Impact Zambesa is tearing these guys up. They won't quite be able to find the kill, but now they got to be careful as APA and he says, always one to take the advantage to Yap.
I mean, that's Baron Flowers.
Yeah, Sentinels, I mean, they're going to get the tier 1 turret, but surely they know something's going on here. There's nobody on the map anywhere. Impact is pushing bottom with no...
Got a turret plate off bottom and the rest of the mid turret that was still standing there. AP is pretty tanky.
Yeah, they're going to full send the Vi ultimate. The whole kitchen sink after him. And they do get the shutdown there, so that always feels...
Armor, you're getting shredded by Vi. With denting blows and Black Cleaver, whoa, Vi might get caught, though.
Yeah, he tries to vault break away, but man, the reinforcements are numerous. They even... It looks like that level of greed is going to be sin punished for the entire team, as nobody on Sentinels knows they can contest this right now. They're not even going to go towards it.
Costly Krugs.
Yeah, costly Krugs. I like, and now we have a TP coming in. Sentinels could find themselves on the receiving end of a pincer attack from C9. APA stoking the damage here in the middle at first, but he has to flash back away. Meanwhile, the attention gets turned over onto Darkwings, who's about to be focused down. Thanatos grabbing the first kill there as the Guardian Angel is forced out, and Impact kills Vulcan. Sentinels trying to scramble to play around Rahel. Ooh. He chases after Sven. Ooh. He wants the kill. Aggressive Saya ulti, but no! Rahel overplays his hand, and C9 will take the fight. C9, it was a battle of a series here against Sentinels. Game number 3, the closest of them, I would have to say, but it was C9 who ultimately triumphed. It is C9 who will go up to a total of 8-2